Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today's topic is all about one of the international artists, Louis Isadore Kahn, master of international style. Okay, let's go to his early life. Louis Isadore Kahn was born in 1901 on the Baltic island of Osel, Estonia. His given name at birth was Itzilib Shumulewski, but was changed upon arrival in the U.S. Shumulewski, that's a difficult name to pronounce. Kahn attended public schools and supplemented his education with art classes at the local industrial art school. Completed his bachelor's degree from Pennsylvania University in 1924 after college work as a senior draftsman in the office of Philadelphia city architect John Molito. To find his inspiration, he traveled through Europe, visiting castles and medieval strongholds in 1928. Only 4 years after graduating, he finally started his own firm in 1935. Re-examination of structures, elements of design, the form, space, and light. His earlier work abstained from international style modernism, inspired from Greek, Roman, Egyptian. Louis Kahn described his quest for meaningful form as a search for beginnings. That's beginnings, a spiritual resource from which modern man could draw inspiration. Design philosophy. Louis Kahn is credited in redefining modern architecture in more than one ways. For example, Kahn was known to appreciate the appearance and feel of different materials that he used in his work. He used brick and concrete extensively. Kahn realized the importance of sunlight and was highly impressed by its usage in Egyptian and Greek works. Use extensive geometric shapes, and hence we find many of his buildings taking shape of square, circles, and triangles. Louis Kahn's vision on how an architect can make difference on his design can be seen from master's own words. Quote, "A building is like a human. An architect has the opportunity of creating life. The way the knuckles and joints comes together make each hand interesting and beautiful. In a building, these details should not be put in mitten and hidden. Space is architectural when the evidence of how it is made is seen and comprehended." Important works of Louis Kahn. In Yale University Art Gallery, New Haven, Connecticut, 1951-1953. The Salk Institute, La Jolla, California, 1959-1965. Hatio Sangsiad Badan National Assembly Building in Dhaka, Bangladesh, 1962-1974. Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, India, 1962. These are his famous works. Buildings uses modern materials, concrete and glass, and the form was influenced by the Greek and Egyptian architecture of the early period. The Yale Art Gallery, 1951-1953. The Yale University Art Gallery is in New Haven, Connecticut, the renowned modernist building that is adjacent to the neo-Gothic structures. The Yale University Art Gallery and Design Center was Kahn's first significant commission and is widely considered his first masterpiece. Constructed of masonry, concrete, glass, and steel, and presenting a windowless wall along its most public facade, the Kahn Building was the first modernist structure at Yale. Kahn's design has been celebrated not only for its beauty, geometry, and light, but also for its structural and engineering innovation. The Yale Art Center served to catalyze many of his basic ideas and beliefs about architecture. The Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, 1963. While Louis Kahn was designing the National Assembly Building in Bangladesh in 1962, he was approached by an admiring Indian architect Balkrishna Doshi to design the 60-acre campus for the Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, India. In 1961, a visionary group of industrialists collaborated with the Harvard Business School to create a new school focused on the advancement of specific professions to advance India's industry. It was Kahn's method of blending modern architecture and Indian tradition into architecture that could only be applied for the Indian Institute of Management. He incorporated local materials, brick and concrete, and large geometrical facade extraction as homage to Indian vernacular architecture. The large facade omissions are obstructed patterns found within the Indian culture that were positioned to act as light wells and natural cooling system protecting interior from India's harsh desert climate. Even though the porous geometric facade act as filters for sunlight and ventilation, the porosity allowed for the creation of new spaces of gathering for the students and faculty to come together. The auditorium and the classroom. Notice, guys, he uses semicircle arrangement, and here an octagonal plan. The Salk Institute, 1959. This particular building emphasizes the principle keep it simple and strong. Through this building, Kahn has achieved astonishing use of space. May it be the space available for laboratories where research is conducted, or it may be the office space where ideas arise. This institute shows a wonderful collaboration of mind and action. The building's beautiful concrete surfaces ensure precise detailing and magnificent experience. The central court as a typical Kahn-like space of shimmering blue water and a band pointing toward the ocean, epitomizing what human endeavor can accomplish at one scale with geometric clarity and authority but modest deliberation, and to give the scaleless sweep of the ocean. Louis Kahn was known for his ability to create epic architectural structures that showcased human scale. He predominantly used brick and bare concrete as his building materials, and he used highly refined surfaces like travertine marble for reinforcing the textures. According to Kahn, the role of the natural light was one of the most significant factors in creating architectural spaces that could be termed as masterpiece. Kahn has described a structure as a giver of light. Classic example, these are some of his projects located in hot climates. For projects such as U.S. Consulate in Luanda, Angola, 1959-1962, meeting houses of the Salk Institute in Indian Institute Management, Ahmedabad, India, in 1962. All these projects have great walls taking different kinds of shape, openings, which help protecting inner spaces from extreme direct sunlight. Notice, guys, he uses sun baffles or sunscreen here, protecting the inner space from the harsh sunlight. This is architecture of function. Kahn is influenced by the Egyptian architecture, which uses vernacular materials like those bricks, and uses vast space. Here is Louis Kahn National Assembly, Dhaka. Octagonal in plan. On top view, you can see this octagonal shaped building. Kahn had intended to make a building of monumental presence But after Bangladesh had officially broke from Pakistani rule in December 1971, the project became much more of a symbol of democracy and pride for the Bengali people. So here is the plan of the National Assembly building. There are 8 halls that are concentrically aligned around the parliamentary grand chamber, which is not only a metaphor for placing a new democratic government at the heart of the building. It is also part of Kahn's design objective to optimize spatial configuration where supporting programs, offices, hotels, or parliamentary officials and restaurant project out the new center volume. The entire complex is fabricated out of poured in a place concrete with inlaid white marble, which is not only a modernist statement of power and presence, but is more of testament to the local materials and values. So meaning to say, Louis Kahn give importance to local materials, vernacular materials, such as in India, bricks are abundant. So he uses lots of brick for Indian designed buildings. The sheer mass of monumentally scaled National Assembly and the artificial lake surrounding the building act as natural insulator and cooling system that also begin to create interesting spatial lighting conditions. The geometric shapes are abstracted forms found in traditional Bengali culture that are meant to create a marriage of old and new cultures' identities, as well as serve as light wells, a natural environmental control system for the interior. So this is the interior of the National Assembly in Ahmedabad. Notice guys, the open window upstairs. That's for cooling. That's the cooling system using natural air and wind to cool spaces in the interior. Other works of Louis Kahn: Richard's Medical Research Laboratories, University of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1957. First Unitarian Church, Rochester, New York, 1959. Shahid Surawardi Medical College and Hospital in Dhaka, Bangladesh. National Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Phillips Exeter Academy Library, Exeter, New Hampshire, 1965. Awarded the 25-year award by the American Institute of Architects. Kimball Art Museum, Fort Worth, Texas, 1967. Yale Center for British Art, Yale University, New Haven, Connecticut, 1969. Franklin D. Roosevelt for Freedoms, Roosevelt Island, New York, 1972. Thank you guys for viewing, and hang on for questions at the end of this video. Thank you. Okay guys, here are the questions for you to answer. You know how to send it right here in our Google Classroom, hand it in or send it directly into our Google email. Number 1 question is, what is Louis Kahn known for? What materials did Louis Kahn use in his projects? Is Louis Kahn and Albert Kahn related? Or are these two, Louis and Albert Kahn, related? What was Louis Kahn inspired by? What style of architecture did Louis Kahn use? Is Louis Kahn a modernist? What did Louis Kahn ask a brick? What did Louis Kahn ask a brick? This is a very confusing question, so skip that one guys, okay? Which architect is famous for brick structures? Yeah, that is a good question. Where is Louis Kahn buried? Why did Louis Kahn become an architect? How did Louis Kahn get his scars? What scars is? You can skip that question guys. We will add another question. Okay, so this is your last question. When did Louis Kahn become an architect? Well, thank you so much, guys, for viewing our video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and make lot of comments on every video that I posted, because you will be noted on your comment. Thank you so much. Ciao.